Fried chicken is a national treasure. I don't know anyone that doesn't like fried chicken, and one of the things they like the most about fried chicken typically is when it's extra crispy. I've been on a quest to find the crispiest fried chicken, and today's recipe is just that. Meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. All right guys, first things first, I'm gonna save you some money right off the bat because the whole wings are typically a little bit cheaper per pound than the ones that are already portioned, and it's super easy to do. You can save the wing tips for chicken stock and things of that nature. Just take your nice sharp knife right through the joint of the tip and the flat, and do the same thing with the flat and the drum. Super easy, super simple. Just want to be careful to make sure you get rid of any bone or cartilage or anything that could damage your teeth. We're going to clean the wings up nicely, and then we'll get them in the buttermilk marinade that we're going to make here in a minute. We're doing a nice 10-piece today. You can fry up as many as you like. This recipe probably would be good for about 20 or so, depending on the size of the wings. All right, guys, so now it's time to get the chicken wings and some buttermilk brine. So we're going to get the party started with the buttermilk. And then we also have some hot sauce, a little chicken bouillon powder. We're running low on hot sauce. Hopefully we got a tablespoon in here, and we do. Then we got the dynamic duo of my all-purpose seasoning and my hot all-purpose. So if you want to add a little spice, you can do that. If you don't have either of these, you can grab them from my website or just use salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, some cayenne. This actually has a little jalapeno powder, which I really love the flavor of. Adds a little punch of heat as well, but it's not too crazy. So we got that in there, and then some chicken bouillon powder to elevate the flavor profile of the chicken wings. Season to taste as always, guys. Kind of use your best judgment. I would say about a teaspoon of each roughly. Maybe a little less on the heat if you don't want to go crazy on the heat, or just leave that out. Go a little heavier on the hot sauce. Use whatever hot sauce you like. A good pint of buttermilk should do the trick for 10 to 15, maybe 16 wings. Get in there with your hands and really massage that in. Make sure everything is well coated, well combined, evenly distributed. And then we're going to cover that, put that in the fridge for 1 to 24 hours. I wouldn't go much longer than 24 hours on a buttermilk brine because it'll start to break down the muscle tissue and your chicken wing texture will get a little too soft than what I personally like. So 24 hours max on that, and you'll be good to go. Next up, for our dry flour, we're going with 1 cup of all-purpose, followed by a ½ cup of cornstarch. Oops, sorry. Get that ½ cup of cornstarch in there while you make a mess. Extra crispy, guys. I tested this out for Instagram. Phenomenal recipe. Cornstarch is always a little messy. It's part of the job. Then we got our baking powder. We're going to go with 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So again, we got 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a ½ cup of cornstarch, tablespoon of baking powder, 1 packet of sazon, a little bit of bouillon powder, a little AP, and that'll be the seasonings that we're using for the dry stuff. We're also going to do a wet batter, and that, my friends, is when the secret ingredient comes into play, which, to let the cat out of the bag early, is going to be vodka. And we're stealing that from Korean fried chicken recipes. I got this from actually somebody that used to work in a Korean restaurant. It's been around for a while. It's not a new invention, but it's not quite as common in today's, internet recipes that you're seeing all over the place. So we're going to bring this back. It actually works incredibly well, a lot better than some of the other stuff that I've tried. When you see stuff on TikTok and Instagram, this is way better than all of that. So we've tried the potato starch method. We've tried a number of different methods, and in my opinion, this recipe produces the crispiest chicken that I've ever made. Now, my friends, for the wet batter, we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, ½ cup of cornstarch, 2 egg whites. You can use the mixers or whatever you got in the fridge. If you don't feel like separating them, you can use that stuff too. Get it from the store in a little carton. A little chicken bouillon powder, similar seasons to before. Just want to season throughout so you got consistency. A little AP seasoning. And then the vodka. It's important to taste as you go. Not as bad as I like to tell people that I hate vodka, but I guess I don't really hate it. Going in with about a ½ cup of vodka. You really want this to be pancake batter consistency. So You can adjust it as needed. Now, you may be thinking, what are you doing? This is crazy. Why are you using vodka? There's a reason why Koreans use it for their fried chicken, and it has a lot to do with chemistry and science, and I'm not a chemist or a scientist. However, the vodka is a lot more volatile, which causes a quicker evaporation, which ends in a crispier crust. It also has some sort of scientific activation with gluten, which also results in a crispier crust as well. So the vodka does make a difference. I believe you probably use any alcohol. They use vodka because it's mild in flavor and it's not going to really change the chicken taste. You really don't taste alcohol at all. You're really using it for its scientific properties in the batter here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to whisk this until it's nice and smooth, pancake batter consistency, and then we're going to fry it up. So now while we wait for our oil to come up to temperature, we're going to go ahead and take our chicken from the buttermilk marinade into the batter, and then from the batter into our flour. Now for the control, we're going to do one straight into the flour with no vodka wet batter, just to kind of see, you know, the difference in texture and whatnot, see what we get. We'll set him off to the side, back into the wet batter, then into the dry, and just rinse and repeat until you have all of your chicken breaded nicely. All right, guys, so once your oil gets up to 350 degrees, it's time to go ahead and fry up the chicken. Just be careful when you place it on in there. Chicken wings fry up pretty quickly. We're looking for an internal temperature of 165 degrees, golden brown, and hopefully crispy exterior. I'm going to place it on a wire rack, allow that to drain. I'm thinking 9 to 12 minutes total fry time. All right, people. I don't know if you can hear this, but it don't get a whole lot crispier than that. Let's see which bite we want. I'm usually a drum guy, but I think today I want to go flat. Man. Wow. Nailed the seasoning too. I mean, I think you guys can hear how crispy it is. But the flavor is incredible. It's the best fried chicken I made in a minute. Piping hot too, just the way you want it. The buttermilk brine. That was so good, I almost forgot about our test batch. A little darker. I think the grease might have gotten a little hotter by the time we fried this one. But still pretty crispy. The crispiness isn't as thick of a layer. Like the exterior is crispy, but it's like thin, which isn't bad. But if you want something extra crispy, that double coating is the way to go. Still great flavor, still crispy. It was tough. Y'all tell me what you think about these.